Hi everyone, this is Charmander, and in this video, I'm going to do a quick review of Ethan, which is one of the newest range hero in this game. And Ethan, as you can tell, looks exactly like John Wick. So a lot of times I actually just call him John Wick. But anyways, Ethan is a range garrison hero, which you could argue is actually badly needed because you don't normally see range being used as the main source of garrison in this game. Usually people use infantry for doing garrison, and most recently with Chasey being released, there's also Rider Garrison happening right now. With that being said, with the release of Ethan, we now have a strong range garrison hero available in this game. So let's take a look at his skills for now. And the first one is called All Shots Fired, which is a range skill that deals damage to up to 3 enemies with a damage factor of up to 13,500 in a fan-shaped area in front. Damage taken by each enemy is reduced by 15% for every additional enemy target. For every enemy target hit, gain 1 stack of gunfire. If Garrison, for every enemy target hit, gain 2 stacks of gunfire instead. For every 10 stacks of gunfire gain, increase the range attack by 10%. So as you can see, this is quite sick when it comes to boosting that range attack, especially if you fully level up this skill. His next skill is called Gunfire Tactics. This is a passive skill that increases the range squad attack by up to 42%. Counterattacks have a 20% chance to grant 1 stack of gunfire. Again, another solid skill for boosting damage for this hero. Next skill is called Tactical Deployment. This is a passive skill that increases range squad HP by up to 36% and reduces squad's scale damage taken by up to 13% when garrison. So this is a really good skill because HP is one of the best attributes in the game, if not one of the best, because it's hard to get anything that boosts your HP attribute. And reducing the skill damage taken is also really good to make this garrison hero more tanky when you're doing a ranged garrison. His next skill is called Hunter Spirit. This is a passive skill that increases the range squad defense by up to 38%. If garrison, reduces all damage taken by up to 10% for 1 minute after entering battle. I think the reason why they did this is actually to prevent people from canceling their rally, because usually when you do a rally in this game, the moment someone does a counter rally, before the counter rally hits, they will cancel. But if you cancel, then you're going to have to deal with this additional 1 minute of reduced damage taken by Ethan. So it might dissuade you from canceling your rally. I think overall this is a decent skill, although I would say that this is probably going to be the last skill that you would level up of the 4 that I just discussed. His awakened skill is called Killer Instinct. This is a new skill that increases damage of AoE skills by 18%. At 30 stacks of gunfire, remove all gunfire stacks to deal damage to up to 3 enemies in a circular area with a damage factor of 13,500. So what this means is you can get another bonus skill damage after you have 30 stacks of gunfire, which is a welcome addition to having more additional damage. Now, he also has a super weapon called Death Casket, and personally, I'm not happy he has one because I'm still working on my Bard super weapon, and now there's another super weapon that I potentially need to work on because I'm range main, so obviously I need to use Ethan for garrison. But the thought of working on another super weapon is so tedious because it takes forever to finish a super weapon. I'm not even finished with Bard's super weapon yet, and spending steel feels like a money grab, so it's kind of annoying that they added this, but it is what it is. This is a company that is trying to make money, so they're gonna try to add as many money grab features as possible. So basically, this super weapon has a passive skill where basic attacks have a 25% chance to deal damage to the current target for up to 2,750 damage factor and gain 1 stack of gunfire. If garrison gains 2 stacks of gunfire instead, this effect can be triggered once in 4 seconds. So this is a pretty solid skill just because of the extra added damage. And if you already can't tell, the whole idea of this ranged garrison is to deal as much damage as possible to the enemies that is rallying you. This is the opposite of perhaps the infantry or rider garrison that is trying to survive for as long as possible. Now, if you transcend his first skill, then the damage factor is going to jump to 14,750, which is quite a big jump. And you'll also get a skill to recover self HP with a healing factor of 2,000, which is really good actually. Now, this ranged hero Garrison has a healing effect, so he's kind of like a mini Thunder in a way, and further increases the heal factor by an additional 50 per gunfire stack. If Garrison deals damage to up to 4 enemies in a circular area, wow, so it's now circular as opposed to fan shape, and gains 2 stack of gunfire for every enemy target hit. For every stacks of gunfire gain, increases range attack by 10%. His next skill is called Gunfire Tactics, increases range attack by 49%, and counterattacks have a 30% chance to grant 1 stack of gunfire. So basically, this is just an increase in range squad attack. So it's one of the weaker Transcended skill in my opinion. Next one is called Tactical Deployment. This is a passive skill that increases range squad HP by 43% when Garrison reduces squad skill damage taken by 17%. So this one is solid. It's not a game changer, but it's solid because it does increase the HP and reduces the skill damage taken. Next one is called Hunter Spirit. This is a passive skill that increases squad defense by up to 45% if Garrison reduces all damage taken by 15% for 2 minutes after entering battle. I might say that this is a huge upgrade to this specific skill because 2 minutes is quite a long time when you're doing rally in Garrison, and having this increase in reduction in the damage taken is really, really good, especially if you're in Archipelago Raid when the enemy could potentially be doing a triple rally on you. And increasing the defense is also a really good thing. And finally, when you transcend his Killer Instinct skill, increase in the damage of the AoE skills goes up to 27%. At 30 stacks of gunfire, remove all gunfire stacks to deal damage to up to 3 enemies in a circular area with a damage factor of 14,750. That's really, really good actually. And recover self HP with a heal factor of 4,000. So again, an additional healing factor. If Garrison reduced the amount of stacks required to 25, that is really good. So his Awakened Transcended skill is actually really good. And obviously the whole idea here is to push to transcend all his skill as fast as possible. So overall, Ethan is going to be the best range Garrison hero in the game. And as far as partners goes, he has 2 potential partners. The first one would be Lewis, who is also a Garrison hero. And as you can see here on his second skill, he has an increase in the HP of range squads when doing Garrison. Lewis is also a rage regeneration monster. So what will actually happen is that Ethan will produce more skill damage as a result of having Lewis as his partner. Sophie is another great hero to pair up Ethan with. So for Sophie, you do have this Giant's Rat rage skill. So any additional rage skill is always going to be welcome. And if you do put Sophie as the leader, then this might be good because when Sophie hits the enemy, she has a debuff that increases skill damage received by the nearby enemies up to 3 enemies. So this is why if you were to do a Garrison with Ethan and Sophie together, Sophie definitely needs to be the leader. Also with Sophie, she has a skill that increases range squad HP by up to 32% and increases range squad damage reduction by up to 5.5%. So as you can see, Sophie and Ethan together is a really good match as well, with Sophie being focused on damage reduction as well as also increasing the damage taken by the opponents. So you can't go wrong with either Sophie or Lewis as Ethan's partner. So that's about it for this video on Ethan. Don't forget to like and subscribe, and I will see you next time.